YouTube Nation, Main Event TV, aka Me TV, aka Predicting the Obvious. I'm talking about from UFC 152 all the way to replacement ref woes. You know what? I'm getting real sick and tired of this because I'm tired of not getting my credit. And I'm not saying you guys. You guys is cool because you know what we do here. I'm talking about from the mainstream media at this point. You have to be kidding me. If I can sit here, I told you guys in the preseason, what did I say? In detail, I said these replacement refs, if they stay throughout the regular season, they're going to screw at the end of a game a large fan base, and it is going to cause a backlash. And it only took 3 weeks. So my question to you, media, radio stations, all you professionals, all you experts, all you gurus, let me, you have all these, these insiders, you have all these connections, you have all this money backing you. How did you not see this coming? Seriously, how did you not? If I can predict this during the preseason, you had not said anything at all. All right, now all of a sudden, after the fact, we have to hear ESPN say, oh, well, it was eventually going to happen. Nah, man, you didn't say anything up until then. All right, you can't say it after the fact. I had the guts to come out and say it and predict it. You didn't. Bottom line, maybe you're not as good as you say you are. That's simple. Now, I want to move on. It's not like I said, it's not to you guys. It's not, because y'all know what we do here. All right, but for those who did not see what happened in last night's game, let's start with the situation that happened, which is Wilson threw a Hail Mary, right? That's what pretty much he did, and both Seahawks and Packers went up for the ball. The thing is that both of them did not come down with the ball. They didn't. It's that simple. It didn't happen. But this is what the refs ruled when it first happened. This left fans confused and angry, and it also goes to show you that these refs are incapable of dealing with a situation like this. We already know that they cannot handle the play on this level. We've seen a number of reports where referees are talking to players and saying, I need you for my fantasy points. Another referee said he was a fan of the Saints. They had to pull him out of the game because it would be biased reffing. These referees are starstruck, and players know this, and they're going to use it for their advantage. So if you're going to blame anybody, you have to blame 3 people, all right? You have to blame the NFL in general for not getting the job done with the referees, all right? You also have to blame, because I put it like this, we knew that the referees, they needed a contract. The media did not talk about it. They were so busy worried about the player strike and never talked about the referees. And now this is where we're at, all right? Now, I also want to say, you have to blame the referees for not being as spot on as possible. Don't get me wrong. No referee is going to get all the calls right, all right? When we had the old referees, people still jumped all over them. But it wasn't as bad as now, all right? Let's be honest here. And I will say, the blame also goes to the players. Because these referees are so starstruck, players know they can get away with stuff. Players know that the referees will miss things, all right, because they don't know really, they're not on the up and up as the regular referees. They know what they can get away with, so they're going to take it to the advantage. And fans understand, you wanted a tougher NFL, that's what you're getting right now, all right? Yes, you're not going to see that many calls made, and it's going to be inconsistent. Remember back in the day when passers, they would get physical, and no one had a problem. Everyone saying, what's the old days of NFL come back? Every play, we see a wide receiver, what? I want a flag. I want a flag. You're not getting a flag, bro. You're not getting one. Just go out there and play. If you don't get the call, get back on the line of scrimmage and get ready for the next play. It's that simple. You can't expect replacement refs to bail you, or refs in general, to bail you out. You can't expect that. You need to man up. But like I said, because of all this was happening so fast and so quickly, I can understand, from the human eye, that quick, you cannot judge if you have to go to a booth. I understand a lot of people are saying, oh, you can't really review it, whatever, you got to go under the hood, you shouldn't go under the hood. I thought John Gruden was going to run down from the commentary last night, run down from the booth and start choking the referees. It was that bad the way he was making it seem. He was livid. But I put it like this, all right? You have to understand, even after seeing the replay, it's quite common sense. You have to call it the way it is. And they did not call it the way it was. They just didn't. And that's what made fans angry and players angry. And that's just a few tweets. There were so many of them. I can't show you a lot, but I'll show you a little bit more. I just want to say that last night on Twitter was the greatest night on Twitter ever for a sports fan. And I put it like this. I always tell you guys that sports fans are better on YouTube as opposed to Twitter because you have a lot of random idiots on Twitter, all right, who think they know what they're talking about, and then you prove them wrong and they get all mad. But anyways, I put it like this. The jokes, the rage, it was so hard to get back to a lot of you guys because there's so many comments, you know what I mean? But this goes to show you that so many people are mad and are outraged over the call for a win, but you should look at it a little bit differently. You should also be worried about player safety. That's right. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, because they miss so many different calls and they don't know what they're looking for, because the NFL screams all this time, if this program that, they're trying to take better care of their athletes and have rules in place. But for those who saw what happened on Sunday with Matt Shaub, when he took a helmet-to-helmet hit, and mind you, there was no call, he actually lost a piece of his ear on the helmet-to-helmet hit. Now, the video of Matt Shaub's hit will be in the info bar for you guys to judge. I'm just saying, like I said, no flag. Now, I do want to say, you guys messaged me last night after everything happened and tried to compare this because so many people started comparing it to other sports, and you guys sent me messages comparing it to wrestling, right? And saying you'd rather watch wrestling than this. And I said to you guys, well, at least you know it's scripted. You know what you're getting yourself into, right? It's high drama. That's what it is. That's what the NFL wants, due to the fact that regardless of what happens, you got a dramatic scene. That's what they want. The media loves it because they're still talking about it. The owners, they don't care. They got what they wanted. The people are talking about it, right? That's what they wanted. It does not matter at this point to them. So I will put it like this. There is media that follows me, on Twitter and are watching what you guys are saying, because after you talked about wrestling, and so many of you guys talked about wrestling, comparing it to wrestling, then we had this here, radio stations come out and was like, hey, yo, it was like an hour later. It was like, Earl Hebner is going to referee the Eagles game on Sunday. And I'm like, yo, bro, you missed it. Nah, man, you missed the window. It's an hour later. You're not part of the VIP section. You missed it. Your time is over, man. You missed that. Don't even try to come out with that. It was such a reach. And other people's like, don't say that. Don't say that. Nah, man, you missed it. You did. You missed it. It's that simple. But I do want to talk about other sports coming out and saying it, because not only did Danny Garcia come out, but Bernard Hopkins also came out and said, this takes some of the heat off of boxing judges. And for some odd reason, when big events happen, LeBron James, that's right, finds his way into this, but also gets roasted by a Knicks fan. Once again, LeBron James doesn't think before he talks or tweets or whatever, all right? Because you should know by now, LeBron, somebody's going to try to get you, all right? And I actually, to be quite honest, I got to side with this guy. He's quite right on this one. So I put it like this. I do want to move on back to sports. I don't want to get off topic, all right? Understand, guys, that a lot of people are saying that, oh, the catch came down with both people, and that, the tie goes to the, the offense, the receiver, I should say, or to the runner, like it's baseball. Understand that is not what happened, and we do have very conclusive evidence that it was not the case. So let's look at the still photo of the Packers actually having the damn ball. And I understand if you feel it's a little bit blurry, that's fine. So let's watch the video where, regardless who catches the ball, Tate pushes off on a defender, which is offensive pass interference, and then denies the entire thing.
Golden Tate gets away with one of the most blatant offensive pass interference calls I've ever seen. M.D. Jennings intercepts the pass, and Tate's walking out here as the player of the game.
Did you push off?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, the media has you highlighted, slow mode, on camera, and you gonna tell me that you cannot sit here and man up to, you can't own up to what you did? Look, let's talk about this for a minute. Seattle fans, you know what I'm talking about, all right? Tate cost this team, the Seattle Seahawks, cost this team a touchdown earlier in the fourth quarter, all right? For those who don't know, Tate on the one play was supposed to go up and in. He was supposed to, all right? And they were going to throw a flare, just throw it up pretty much to another receiver on the end because he's taller than the cornerback. That's what we know. We know this is how things go, okay? Now, here's the thing. When Tate ran his route, he went up and he stopped. He stopped. He was supposed to go in and never did. He bogarted in that one spot, which means he drew a double team when the ball was thrown. That's what happens. If the receiver was a perfect ball thrown, if the receiver would have caught that ball, it would have been a touchdown. But what did Tate do? He jumped in the way and tried to catch it with one arm, and he ended up batting the ball down. The other receiver got so mad that he grabbed his face mask, he pulled it down, and he ran down the field out of frustration because he knew he had that ball. That was a touchdown. Tate cost you a touchdown. Now, here's the thing. Because of what happened last night, we all know now Tate is a hero. Oh, he's a hero for what he did. Even though he pushed off, he's a hero. That was last night. This morning, he's back to being public enemy number one. Now, I'll put it like this. Seattle fans, I want to give you guys credit. Because Seattle, for those who don't know, Seattle fans, when Green Bay was walking into the tunnel last night, Seattle fans applauded them. That's right. It wasn't just, ha, 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 we won, whatever. No, they applauded them and were saying, good game. It was a hard-fought game. It was a tenacious game. They showed a lot of class out there. I give Seattle fans that. Give a thumbs up for me on that one. That's really cool because I guarantee you if that was in Lambeau and that happened to the Packers, there would have been a lot of stuff thrown, right? If that was a soccer game or whatever, there would have been a riot. All right, you know this and I know this. So I want to give Seattle fans a lot of credit for doing the right thing, all right? And you guys know, and then some of you guys message me saying, we won, but it doesn't feel like we won because you didn't. You didn't. And I'm not taking it away from you, whatever, but you really didn't. You know what the deal is now that you've seen all the replays. I understand, like I said, to the human eye at the time that happens, it's hard. But once you see the replays and those refs go under the hood, that's what it comes down to, all right? It really is. You lost the game, but congratulations. We'll see what happens. I don't think Goodell will overturn this. We'll see what happens, all right? But I'll need to talk about one Vince Young once again. Now, last week I told you guys that he was broken, as usual. Still nobody cares, all right? No one still cares. But he's now coming out and saying that he was betrayed by the people that he surrounded himself with, all right? And that's how he lost all his money. Now we're seeing, and I will put the link in the info bar, his expenses, that he would spend $5,000 at a restaurant, weekly. I can only imagine how much he spent at a strip club. You know what I mean? This guy was spending money like it was nothing to it, like he had unlimited funds for the rest of his life. He did it to himself as far as I'm concerned. That's all I'm going to say about Vince Young. I'm going to let you guys know since I'm running out of time. This is why I need my extended time back, baby. This is why, because I want to keep going. I will make another sports video. We will talk about Eagles. We will talk about UFC 152. Let me get this video up and give it some breathing room, and I will talk to y'all really soon. Talk to y'all then, a couple hours maybe. Until then, I'm out.